Hey, y'all. Happy Pride Month. In case you couldn't tell, I'm full of pride. This is my favorite month out of the year, not just because it kicks off summer, but because it kicks off Pride Month. I really believe that we all need to do a better job of showing up boldly and brightly. And if it takes a season of rainbows and coming out stories to get you motivated, then come on out, come on and show up. I'm going to give you this look all month. So I hope you like it because this is what you're going to see for all month. So, I won't get into all the things happening around. I want you to come check out the website, WTFwithmel.com. See what we've got going on. Follow us on social so you know all the things that are happening, both locally if you're in the Charlotte area or online. We do most of our work. So make sure that you check that out. And that's what I'm going to leave you with. Come on, show up, show out. Let's give one last little shuffle. And we'll get started with our spiritual connection card. And we have here the Nine of Swords. I think you can see that. Next to our health and happiness. And we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay. Next for our love and relationship, we have the Two of Swords. Next, for our business and career, we have the Four of Pentacles. And last but certainly not least, we have our overall card, which is the Empress. Okay. So it looks like we're going to be focusing a lot on things in our head and trying to ground ourselves on the other end. So there's no real emotion cards other than the Empress card. There's no cups, right? There's no water in any of these cards and not really jumping out at me in general. There's also no fire happening here, which means that we may not really be doing a lot this week. And that's okay too. We are just coming out of this Mercury retrograde, so we probably need to catch our breath a little bit. So, all right, let's get started with the spiritual connection card. And here we have the Nine of Swords. So I want you to think about the frustrations you've been having. And perhaps this is in the way that you've been able to connect to spirit. Perhaps this is in the ways that you've been thinking to yourself, about what you've been able to accomplish, about how much you've achieved internally. This isn't about work. This is our spiritual connection. I want you to think about the fact that you're so close in so many ways to this idea of completion, this idea of feeling whole about who you are as an individual. And it feels like every time you get there, you have this little breakdown. You have this little voice inside that says, oh my gosh, what are you thinking? What are you doing? Just do something else, do something different. And you may be sitting in this energy, in these thoughts of, who do I think I am? Why am I doing this? And I want you to remember that there is this, this wolf energy behind you is really jumping out. That is there not only to protect you, but to remind you that, okay, you know what? You need to get through this. You need to process out these thoughts that are happening in your head because they're not real. They're just thoughts. They're just things that you're telling yourself. But I'm going to be here when you're ready to show up, when you're ready to be brave and bold because you're right there. Okay? So just remember, however that's feeling for you this week, again, whatever you're saying to yourself, however you're doubting yourself, know that once you get beyond that, there is going to be this strength that's right there that's just waiting to show up. Okay? All right, next, let's move on to our health and happiness. And here we have the Page of Pentacles. So I want you to think about the questions that are coming up for you right now. This feels very kind of Virgo energy. I want you to think about What information do you need about your life? What would you need to know to be more comfortable in who you are, in the situations that you find yourself in? For some reason, this feels more like health to me today. Again, when I said Virgo makes me think about health, you know, maybe you have a birthday coming up. Maybe something has happened in your life or around you. Maybe you've lost someone. Maybe someone's been born and you're thinking about your own mortality. You're thinking about, when's it going to be my turn? Am I kind of ready? Am I taking enough care of myself? And it's going to be important this week for you to ask those questions and to do something about it. Maybe it's scheduling, a doctor's appointment. Maybe it's asking about someone else's health, how someone's doing, checking in on someone. All these things that are important in our lives to do consistently and, maybe kind of paused because of COVID. Now is the time for you to check in on yourself, ask the questions that maybe have been bubbling underneath the surface, and just get checked out, right? Just get on the schedule with somebody to get some things done. Okay? You'll feel a lot better once you know, either way. Okay, let's move on to our love and relationships. And here we have the Two of Swords. So this definitely feels about choice. At least in your mind, you think that there's a choice that needs to be made in a relationship that you're having. Doesn't have to be intimate partner. But I see it more as finding your balance. You need to not choose between either two people or choose between being with a person, not being with a person. I see this card this week more as you finding a balance between who you are with that person versus who you are without them. Does this person make you better in some way, or are they holding you back? Do you feel more yourself with this person, or are you feeling like you have to be someone else to make them happy? And again, this doesn't have to be in an intimate relationship. It could be a friendship. It could be a relationship you have with a coworker or just someone that you're around all the time. This really feels like in your mind, your thoughts are about, you're telling yourself that your thoughts are about choosing. You have to choose one or the other. But I really want you to focus on the balance of who you are. Focus on that more than having to make a choice. Okay. Okay, next, let's move on to our business and career. And here we have the Four of Pentacles. So this feels like a really important time for you to not be spending money. It feels like you should be creating some systems, some stability around your money, around your assets, around the things that are important to you. Because, for a lot of reasons. Maybe you've been spending a lot. Maybe you haven't really focused enough on finances as it relates to your business. Now is a time to really kind of pull back and be a little guarded, be a little protective of what's going out. Doesn't matter what's coming in. Business might be great. Things might be going well. Take the time to figure out, what do I have in place? What have I created? How do I know that things are going well and that I'm protecting my finances? Make sure that you have a system in place. If you don't already have a system, put one in place. Get some help. If you feel like you have a good system in place and I'm on top of it, just double check. Just make sure. Just, dot your I's, cross your T's, and just make sure. And again, don't go out of your way to put money out unless you have to, just as a precaution. Okay, last, let's move on to our overall card. And here we have the Empress. Now, I love the Empress card. This is all about all the other cards as we look at them and these thoughts that are coming in and out, trying to find some stability. The Empress card is about Taurus energy, is about earth energy, is about settling down, grounding yourself, finding ways to just get rooted, to just be more connected to the world that you're living in, to your individual space. And the Empress energy is that of the mother. It's that mama bear of protection, but it's also big hearted. So you're not worried about what people think or the money that's happening in your business or your health or anything else. You're not thinking about those things just because you're a selfish person. You're thinking about those things because it's important. Your health, your happiness, your success is important on a bigger scale. It's important to the collective, not just for you. So if you are telling yourself, oh, I can't just focus on me, I got to focus on these 25 other people in my life. If you're not around, if you're not successful or happy or any of those things, how much help are you going to be to them? Overall, this week, I really want you to think about, again, how your abundance is going to be able to help the abundance of everyone around you. Because people need you, whether you like it or not, whether you want them to or not. You are not an individual here. You are part of a much bigger picture. So your abundance is going to be really important for everyone. So let's focus on it this week, right? As we're thinking about pride, as we are showing up big and bold, know that that's important, not just for you. I mean, you come first, but it's important for everyone to see that. That's how you help to grow your community. So make sure you do that. Let me know how this feels for everybody, and make sure to show up and show out and stay magical, y'all.